This video is a brief overview of Module 6, Access 2013. Access is used in many small stores for the cash register. They have a special program that is created using Access and SQL in order to run their cash register. Taco Bell is one of those that in the past has used Access to run their cash register. The objective in this chapter, the course objective that you'll cover in this chapter, is to use a database management software package to restate the hierarchical structure of a database, to create basic databases with at least two related tables, and to create simple queries, reports, and forms. You'll follow the same study plan, including the SNAP tutorials. There are 2 chapters in this module. Those chapters are 12 and 13. So on SNAP, go to chapter 12 and complete the tutorials. The tutorials are important in all of the chapters, but especially in Access, because many of us may not be very familiar with Access or have used it before. Even though we may have used Word, Excel, and PowerPoint some, we may not have used Access at all. So it's very important that you go through each tutorial. Remember, that's not just reading the screen, but it's actually performing something. There are 3 projects that should be done and graded. Project 3 is in 2 parts, so it's 5 points for each part. And then also you'll do chapter 13, which is creating a table, form, and report in Access. Do the tutorials first, excuse me, and then the 3 projects. As in all of the modules, be sure that you go through and do these in the order that they're specified on the module page. You should do the learning activities first, starting with the simplest, your first connection with the material, which is to read the chapter, review the PowerPoint, review any student study aids, and listen to the narrated PowerPoint before doing the tutorials, and then moving on to the projects, and finally finishing with a self-assessment quiz, which may also have a couple of questions that I'll need to grade. Your project for this for Module 6 is to create a database, of course, but you will begin the project. Before you start the project, be sure you have completed all the other assignments in Module 6. Your instructions are in the Module 6 exam drop box. The database should have at least 6 fields. You may need to refer back to the textbook if you have forgotten what a field is, but I do give you an example of what I mean by fields. Add at least 10 records. These can be made-up names or they can be names of your friends. I won't know the difference. Add a 7th field and set it as the primary key. Do not let the computer or the software set the primary key for you in auto number, but instead you need to create a 7th field. Create a query. Be sure that it is obvious that it is a query and that there was a query performed. It should not be a query that collects all the records. Create a report with all fields and records. Make sure that none of the text is cut off, so you may need to make some formatting adjustments as you have learned in this module. Create a second simple table so that you can create a one-to-one relationship between those 2 tables. You'll save it, of course, and in Word 2013 you'll write a brief summary explaining the purpose of your database that you created. This will help me in my grading of it. It's very important that you do explain the database that you've created, the purpose, and how you went about creating it. Be sure that you have read all of the rubric, reviewed it before you start. That'll give you an idea of what you'll be graded on, so that it also serves as a checklist to be sure you've completed the project. With all the module exams, this project should be corrected when you have finished. Read my comments, make any improvements that need to be done, and place in your final portfolio folder that you will turn in at the end of this course. End of Module 6 overview.